So my name is Mike Sindona. I'm Developer Relations here at MOGA. We're happy to introduce the MOGA Pocket here to Australia. It's releasing August 21st. I'm going to be at EB Games and Target to start. I'm really happy to release it here in Australia. There's a lot of die-hard gamers here at PAX. It's been crazy. I've got some friends here in Sydney and Melbourne that have been gaming with me a long time online, so they were all happy to hear that MOGA's coming here, and we're loving the turnout right now at PAX, and looking forward to selling this controller in Australia. The MOGA Pocket is going to be retailing, instead at EB Games and Target. It's going to go for a price of $59.99 at retail. It's $20 cheaper than your average console controller price. With the Pocket, you're going to get a slimline design. It's portable. It's very small. It's great for mobile gaming on the go. So when you're on the bus or train or in line, you can pop your device right here in the MOGA arm and play just like any kind of portable gaming device. When you get home, you can take your device, pop in a HDMI cable off your TV, and sit on the couch and play just like any kind of console. It's really great. Our device comes with a free pivot app, so when you get home and you buy the device and get home, you go onto you use on your device, on your phone or tablet, you download the Pivot app. The Pivot app's going to install all of the drivers you need to kind of have the MOGA controller talk to your device. And then we have right now about 140 games that are currently MOGA optimized, where we work with developers to get the games working by default with the MOGA controller. We add about 2 or 4 games every week. We work with some of the big names in mobile dev, so we have Gameloft, we have Rockstar, Sega, Namco, all these big guys. But we also, do it where we look for all these independent developers. So I go out there, I go online, I look for these indie games that are going to be a lot of fun to play with the controller. I email them and say, hey, you got to get this controller. Your game's awesome. And these indie devs are really excited to work with us. We do a lot for them. We give them free dev support, free game testing. We also have co-marketing, so when their game's ready to go to market, we can blast out to our Facebook and Twitter feed and offer them that kind of support for releasing their game. So yeah, right now we're just really excited about releasing the MOGA Pocket here in Australia.
Pretty much you answered half the questions I wanted to ask.
Yeah, I've been doing this a while.
Obviously. But what I want to really ask is like MOGA gaming. Why the focus on Android?
Originally when we were thinking about a product for gaming, at the time, like the Android platform just seemed to be the most suitable and the most conductive to have a Bluetooth controller device for gaming. Like at the time, Android gaming started really taking off with those types of games that were great for a controller. A lot of old school classic games that were controller based. All the Gameloft games, the Rockstar games came to it, and we just felt like Android with the consumer base in the States, Android was blowing up at the time, and we've only been around since October of last year. So we saw Android, we're like, that's the platform we need to go to. They were the most open too. Like they were at the time there was the least amount of restrictions for developing for the Android.
You reckon mobile gaming is the future now?
Yeah, it's getting there. These devices are getting so powerful. You're getting these quality games that 10 years ago or 5 years ago, mobile games were just simple games, just simple, fun little whatever. They keep your attention for a couple minutes and that's that. But now that these devices are getting really powerful all across the board, tablets and phones, developers now have the opportunity to make these crazy games that are like console quality. So console quality games are great, but if you're dragging your thumbs all across the screen, it kind of ruins the experience. You're used to having that tactile feedback of a controller in your hand, and especially with a phone, you have these developers who make these amazingly beautiful games now on these devices, but your thumbs are covering half the screen. So you have to keep moving your thumbs down, and you have to keep making sure your thumb's pressing the right little button on the screen. And so thankfully with the MOGA, now you're taking all that frustration off of the screen, and now it's just the game. It's just the beauty of their game with the ease of mind of having your thumbs and fingers on these buttons and triggers. You don't have to think about it anymore. It's just natural. Every gamer, anybody who's been gaming over the last 30 years, this is going to be natural.
Yeah, it's a good point that you pointed out because everyone's familiarized with the controller.
Yep.
But when you guys creating the controller, how many stages you have to go through to make a controller that everyone's familiarized? Because like obviously, you know, a lot of gamers are familiarized with different types of controllers.
Right.
How did you come down with like the final prototype?
Well, so thankfully, you know, our parent company's Power A. They've been in the industry for a while. We've got some great people working there that know controllers, and we make controllers for all the systems. So, you know, Power A's make controllers for Wii, for Xbox, for PlayStation, for PC, all different styles. And so, you know, we have these guys that just know what they're doing. It's like it's the best thing about being at MOGA, because even though we're this new product, it's been around just for even less than a year in America, and we're stacked with some great people in MOGA, but we're a small team in MOGA. We have this umbrella of amazing people in the industry that have been doing this for a long time. So, you know, we don't have to there wasn't too much trial and error, because we already had all the stats and all the information from our customer base from all the other systems.
Yeah.
So, you know, when our designers were like, I wonder what we need to do to make this awesome controller, they already knew. They already had it in their head. They sat down at the drawing board. You know, if you go into our design room, you'll see like some of the initial drawings of different kind of MOGAs and different colors and stuff. But like when it came down to this, you know, we had this one ready to go. We did some consumer focus groups. Everyone liked it. They were like, that offset 2 sticks is very natural for a lot of people. The A, B, X, Y buttons, the 2 triggers. It's just natural. It's been this way for almost a decade now in gaming.
Yeah.
And so it was a pretty easy transition and a pretty easy design process to get the right style and the right size too. Because you're thinking about, you know, we want mobile gaming. You know, MOGA stands for mobile gaming, so we want to make sure we had this controller that was not only provided the console style feel, but also had that mobile, you know, accessibility. So you have this ginormous controller that you have to stick in your pocket. This thing fits in your pocket, your purse, your backpack, anywhere you want to go. It's the same size, if not smaller, than many of the devices right now.
Yeah, definitely. Just come to my last question, just to close off the interview. Being here at PAX Australia, I understand that, you know, PAX is the first time here. How excited are you that, you know, to showcase your MOGA controller the first time here?
Oh, it's great, absolutely wonderful. When my boss came to me, I'm sitting at my desk in Seattle, and I'm also the lead tester. So not only am I developer relations, but you know, I've been playing video games for 30 years, and I love games. So like my job is, as I'm looking for these new games, I'm at my desk doing research, playing the game on touchscreen before they even have controller support. My boss comes over and says, "Dude, we're going to PAX Australia." I was like, yes, because you know, I've had friends here in Australia for, you know, a long time now. We've been gaming on Xbox Live and PlayStation and computers for a long time, and I know there's diehard gamers here in Australia. I know that you put this device in a diehard gamer's hands, they'll get it, and the response has been wonderful here. You know, the PAX events, we've been at PAX Prime, we've been at PAX East, we're going to be at PAX Prime in Seattle in a few months, or 6 weeks now. The PAX is always a great event because you're not like E3 where you're meeting people just in the industry, not GDC where you're meeting developers, which are great for their own thing, but to come out here with the end consumer, the fans of gaming, to be able to get the reactions and like speak our message about how awesome it is to have a mobile gaming controller that's top quality and works with so many apps on the Android. It's great. We love being here at PAX.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Would you guys be like talking to the guys with the indie guys here in Australia?
Definitely, yeah. So we have an actual indie booth right now. If you go, there is a game called Blast Points by Pub Games. They're a local Melbourne dev house here. Great guys. The game's awesome. It's like a 3D shooter, space shooter. A lot of fun, action oriented, and they've been working on something out for a few months, getting the MOGA in their game. And yeah, I would definitely recommend you go out there and say hi to them and check it out. And people over there are playing their game with our MOGA. It is awesome.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, thanks for your time, Mike.
Great. Thanks. Yeah, so what we do for you guys also, so as you're implementing the FTP, you get all the block with either the FTP or Unity plugin. Just contact us. We have devs on